Today we're checking out Hard Reset Redux. It's the new remastered version, I think, of Hard Reset. I don't know what the exact proper terminology is for this particular game, but basically, so I just played the crap out of the new Doom and loved it to death. Really got a hunger for old school style shooters, and so that's what Hard Reset bills itself as. Now, I've never played it before. I've got no idea what I'm going to think of it, but these guys are basically saying, this is an old school shooter that's gonna remind you of the games you played as a teenager, if you're in your late 30s, like I am. So I'm really curious how this thing does. So we're gonna check it out. Normal. Usually go normal.
January 17, 2436. Sector 6, European District, Bazaar City.
HQ, Fletcher here. Patrol completed. I'll be at Joe's Moonshine.
Have someone join me after the shift is over. I don't like to drink alone. Most of the days are like this. I'm a proud soldier of the corporation. Others like me are made by the PR department to be sentinels of the sanctuary, the defenders of Bazaar. Amusingly, I do it for the money. We defend the sanctuary, a network that holds billions of digitalized personalities of human beings. The machines are our enemy. The corporation's eggheads proposed a theory implying the existence of an unsurpassable evolutionary limit of the current AI. The sanctuary is the possibility of the machines to break this limit.
I kind of like watching smaller scale indie developers sort of solve the problem of trying to tell stories and without the same budget that a lot of the the AAA developers have. I mean, there's a lot of developers who this would have been a 15-minute long
Sector 6, multiple
sort of
send backup.
Pixar style cinematic presentation here, but these guys they're doing it with animated still images, which stylistically is great. It's just as good, as far as I'm concerned. It's just another style choice, but much cheaper to produce. That's sort of I like watching people go through that decision-making process of, okay, we've only got this, we've only got these resources. How can we make something that feels just as engaging as what the richer developers can do. I've got to see here, sticks layout, aim assist, invert. There we go. Keep the changes. Yes. There we go.
This sector has been
Elite code.
compromised.
Yes. Dystopian cyberpunk.
Investigate and gather evidence on
I've
arrival.
already got an awesome-looking gun, and don't know what happened there. Either this firearm or the NRG weapon. What? You can shoot electrical objects. Whoa. Okay. Can I shoot explosive objects? Yes. So what's this pointing at? Oh, right there. Wants me to try that out too? Okay. Neat. I assume I've got an A button to jump. Yep. Oh, this one. So you'll note there's no iron sights. wanton pickups on the ground. Oh, secret area. Right. Big giant crack in the wall. This is very old school. What am I getting here? 200 something? Guess it's armor? I got 200. Oh, okay, so I've got 100 armor, 200 bullets, 100 health. Those are also represented by bars. Let's try this weapon. Oh, okay, so I get a plasma rifle. This world is really nice looking. Ah! All right. So I've only got these two guns, and they're each on a different face button. This game is really billing itself to me as being just aggressively simple. Like, it's, you know, we're not gonna be using the D-pad or a radial menu to try to give you zillions of options. This game's about two things: bullets and blasts. That's all you need. I'm not sure if one is better against certain enemies than others. I feel like that should be the case, but I don't know exactly what to expect beyond that. I gotta say, this is actually scratching my Doom itch. Cars blow up? Yes they do. Okay, so that's 200, that's not 200 armor, that's 200 something else. It looks like it had a little rank symbol, maybe? And this is, whoa, what's this? Meant to be a chain reaction leading to that secret area, maybe. Anything awesome? Alright, so there's this wire. Oh, okay, so I probably want to open this. And so this wire is leading me to... Whoa, is that chair just... Is that animated to spin, or is that physics? It's physics. That is wonderful. Aha. Hint, hint, hint. Okay. How do I... It's always interesting when a game has an interact button that you're not using all the time. What they choose to combine it with is always an interesting decision. Like, here, it's on my jump button, which feels potentially hazardous. I remember Dragon Age made that decision, and anytime I was just a little bit off something I wanted to interact with, I would end up jumping around and actually losing purchase on it even more. LeetCode says that I was about to say he or she. I don't actually know your gender, LeetCode. I don't know what pronouns to use. They. LeetCode is saying that they're getting a strong Bioshock vibe from this game, which, yeah, I can see. I think... Oh no. Now, Bioshock had that, like, sort of 50s or 60s sort of feel to it. I think 50s. This is more... It feels like they've got, like, more... slightly more ancient style, like older style architecture, older than the 1950s, but then a bunch of like just serious sci-fi stuff tacked onto it. No weapons allowed. What? Destroy its power source. All right. Oh, okay. So I have to be a certain distance away. Let's see, where is this power source? Is it that little tower over there? Do I have a way to reach that tower? Can I? Thank you. Can't jump over this railing. Come on, I can jump over that railing in real life. Beat code is a he. Thank you. Can I shoot between? Don't feel like I'm doing anything.
Do not use public property. It may be protected by high voltage.
Oh, this. That's... Doesn't feel like it's power source as so much as a power conduit? Router? I don't know, which way do I want to go? Oh yeah, they've got an objective thing here. Okay, no, okay, so the objective does not put marker in the world. Oh, upgrades? Energy. Oh, interesting. Railgun, shock blaster, mortar, plasma rifle. So already got the plasma rifle. I kind of railguns in general are my are my thing. Hey, Lycobat, good to see you. Hope no hard feelings about our political discussion on Twitter. I definitely had none towards you. It was actually really interesting to see, for me to see you having that reaction to Hank Green, because I had a very similar experience several years ago when I first discovered him.
They are here for your protection.
Capacitor, man, this is all these. Harpoon? Increase max weapon capacity. Man, there's so many options here. Tactical scanner. Enemy position HUD indicator. Yeah, I think I'm gonna. What about this guy? What upgrades are there for him? This is a really interesting menu system, by the way.
It may be protected
Thumper
by
grenade
high voltage.
launcher. Oh, I can get a scope. I like scopes. Shotgun. EMP flechettes. Okay, you know what? For long distance shooting, I can use the energy weapon. Let's
Do not damage security cameras. They are
Okay, so I grabbed this. But I'm actually not sure. Unless I just walk away from it. Oh, okay, so they do have a radial menu, but I'm just deciding which. Oh, this thing is configured now to be a shotgun, but I can still switch back and forth like that. All right. Okay, so that way seems like I can't go there yet. Let's see what's over here. In Doom, I run around with the shotgun pretty much as my default all the time. So, oh, wait, is this just where I came from? Oh. That's weird. Alright, well then... guess we are probably going across here. There's something I can do to... oh, okay. Turn. Man. I wish I could just sort of touch something that's difficult to move and have it move on its own like that. That sounds amazing. Yeah, so getting some comments in the chat that that weapon upgrading interface was... it seemed like it was more Flash than Substance. So I don't know. I like the fact that it was basically trying not to take me out of this mode that I'm in. You know, this game is sort of tries really hard to be saying, you know, this is a game where you always do one thing. You know, this isn't a game where we're trying to do everything or be all things to all people. This is a game where you're here to shoot bad guys, and that's it. And so picking a way to interact with your menu type stuff in the environment. That, oh wow, it's still dead. It's still moving. That's awesome. Choosing a menu interface where it keeps you as much as possible in that single mode, I think makes a lot of sense. I think doing something like, say, what Uncharted does, where, you know, you open up your journal and now you're doing something very different from what you usually do, I think wouldn't be as thematically, you know, consistent in this game. Ah. I love these guys coming apart slowly, staying alive. Okay, my armor is recharging naturally. So I need health pickups. My armor recharges naturally. I need to pick up ammo. So now where am I headed? This looks impassable. What about in here? Some kind of currency that I'm picking up. That must be what I use for upgrades. Yeah, no, you're right. There might be a better way to do it. You get to a point sometimes of games where you have to make kind of arbitrary decisions. Where there's, you know, if there's like 9 different ways to do something, none of them particularly a whole lot better than the others in terms of just usability. Then I feel like, you know, a lot of times it really is just sort of an artistic, you know, expressive decision for the developer to decide exactly what they want to do. I think that, you know, that I can definitely see some useful meaning in that decision to do the menus that way. And so, yeah, so it's a case where, you know, I mean, yeah, maybe there would be a better way, but I don't know. I kind of looking around like this. It was unfamiliar at first, but this doesn't feel very different from, say, Destiny, you know, where you're navigating a cursor around a menu with your camera stick. What was this? Magnetic sling? That seems good.
Good choice.
Oh, I don't have enough nano. Oh, what is this?
I have special offer right now.
What the crap? I don't think I can interact with this at all. This is just... It's just there for flavor.
Why are you leaving?
Okay, so now where am I going? That's the big question. Where am I trying to get? What does this say? Get to the breach. I don't feel like that's telling me anything. Oh, wait. Is this where I came from? Yeah, I think that's where I came from. Maybe? Oh, yeah. See, because by RBL you can dash in the chosen direction. Okay, that works. Oh, that was a little different from the others. Okay, you die. Meat Mansion. I want to eat in a place called Meat Mansion. Oh, ow. That explosion is a little bit slow. Ow. So I'm here now. Oh, so I just had to go around to... Okay. That works. All right.
Something is feeding our system with false data.
Or someone. The culprit may still be in Sector 6. Have the CLN track the source of the signal.
Like Bat says, the Meat Mansion probably is a real thing, but it's probably not what I'm imagining.
Make sure our system receives the correct data feed.
Sure. Nerd is my middle name.
Could have shown your soldering while on patrol, Major. The patrol during which the machines breached the barrier.
Name. My first is, yes, HQ. The media just announced the number of casualties in Sector 6. 760 dead. I would call it a medical miracle. Our PR department resurrected about 1,000 souls.
Cut it, Fletcher. A few blocks away, in one of the alleyways near the viewing tower, you will find a generator. Plant the first tracking device there.
I don't know exactly how much currency I have, but I don't think I have enough. Which way am I? Where am I going? Don't seem to have a lot of options. Oh, here we go. Here we go. There's a way behind this. Oh, hey. It's weird so here's a place where conventions are interesting. I've got this red crosshair, which, choose whatever color you want with the crosshair, right? Except there's so many games where red means my crosshair is over an enemy that I keep getting what feels like sort of mixed messages from it. Can I turn that off now that it's on? Guess not. It's like I'll hover over this, and because my crosshair's red, I'm like, it's alive, but it's not. Because my crosshair's always red. And because these guys just are not human at all, it's hard to recognize the difference between a living one and a dead one. Like when one of these guys is dead and is sort of like its physics are jittering around on the ground, it doesn't look that different from when it's alive. It's sometimes hard for me to be sure I've killed everything. Holy crap, how many of you guys are there? Station up, what the? Okay, fine. Where else can I go? Do anything? A real person could go underneath that. Alright, so... Seems like I need to be in there. So it must have just had a monster lock on it. Which is actually remarkably like Doom. Doom had a lot of areas where doors would shut down because the demonic presence was too high, and you had to kill all the demons first before it would go anywhere. Before the lock would open. So this is definitely sort of scratching my Doom itch.
On every purchase.
That sounds really like an odd thing to say. This is really entertaining me in the same way that Doom did. I'm not as mobile as I am in Doom. it's a little different in that regard, but I mean, I can jump, but I'm not jumping around as high or as far or as much. But my natural speed is pretty high, shooting a lot of enemies. I'm never reloading my gun. All very familiar design decisions from Doom. So of course, this game is older than the new Doom. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if the developers of Doom played a lot of this game, you know, as they were making decisions about how Doom was going to work. Kind of stuck back here. Okay. Yeah, I did not. I was trying to time hitting those barrels so it would take these guys down, but that did not work out the way I intended. Ah, what are you? Get away. Get away, you two. You two. Ouch! Sheesh. Okay. Before this guy gets me, I'm gonna... Here. Dodge move is pretty useful, though. And that's something Doom didn't have. So this game definitely is about mobility. They just made a few different choices about how to make the mobility work. People are calling me heartless for shooting these things on the ground when they're just crawling towards me. Hey, you know, like, zombies have taught me that something crawling on the ground can still kill people. What the? All the way up there? Alright. Figure out how to get there then. I do really like the fact that they're trying very hard to have to just visually in the map teach me what I need to know. Like, not just sort of like, you know, there's no... Okay, get up there. There's no objective marker. You know, I mean, unlike most modern games, there's no objective marker telling me where I need to go. Even Doom has an objective marker, though it's they make you sort of depend on the map really to find your way places. But this game says no objective marker. You can check your objectives, find out, you know, in a sentence what it is, but instead they basically put the responsibility on the level designer to show you where you need to be. And it's interesting, you know, basically cutting themselves off from the crutch of an objective marker. Now, it could have been possible for them. Whoa. It could have been possible for them to say we're gonna have no objective markers and our game's gonna be hard, and just not think about it. You know, just be like, yep, no objective markers, figure it out, player. But instead, they decided to have no objective marker, but then took a lot of responsibility for making sure they communicated where I needed to go by other means. You know, which is important. There are some developers, especially like, you know, sort of modern indie developers, who think that, you know, hardship is the mark of a good or trendy or, you know, hardcore game. But it's actually not. I mean, being opaque and being difficult to play on a usability level is pretty much never the marker of a good game, in my opinion. You know, difficulty can be a, you know, fun and important challenge, but it's it can make a game more fun. But simple opaqueness and difficulty to understand, I don't think that's often an advantage for a game. At least it limits your audience a lot to people who, you know, for whom that's all they want, and that's a very niche audience. Like, you know, some people are very religious about that being the only true way for a gamer to be, but I disagree with them. partly because, I mean, as an adult with a family and children and all that stuff, I have to, I deeply value every second of free time that I have. And, if a game is gonna sort of make me work excessively hard to get every little, modicum of fun out of it, it's not gonna be worth my time. My time has to be spent. My valuable gaming time has to be spent on things that consistently entertain me. So this game's doing a great job of that. But yeah, leak code, I think that a lot of times people do use objective markers as a crutch. And sometimes there are some games that use it as a crutch and don't make the levels easy, sort of easy to learn, easy to follow. Oh, don't make the level design very usable. And that can be, using that as a crutch on the design side is a problem. And there's some places where, some developers who, their level design is fine. And there's just sort of a sense of paranoia that if there's ever a moment where a player doesn't quite understand what to do, they'll freak out. And they'll actually, people undercut their own games that would have been more fun to sort of figure out without the objective markers. Well, that was tough. And sort of dumb them down. Sometimes that's fear on the part of the developer. Sometimes it's fear on the part of the publisher. The developer's like, no, this will be fine. And the publisher's like, no, my, like our non-game playing executive couldn't immediately figure out what to do, and so therefore you have to change it. I face that mostly with work for hire games that are aimed at sort of the mainstream audience and have a lot of folks working in the business that really are not super into games. Ran into a lot of that attitude, but you'd be surprised how often design choices in a game had actually nothing to do with the developers who made them. I don't think I know this guy. Oh, I'm out of that ammo. Wow. So I'm always hesitant to blame a game developer if if there's a decision in the game that could be explained by outside interference. I usually try to give them the benefit of the doubt. Hello.
Good job. We have received the data. The mainframe was used to create the breach. We need more data.
This is a time where in Doom I would have used a grenade, because that guy was blocking my access to these guys. I would have tossed a grenade over his head to try to take them out. The classic door that didn't exist until the enemy burst into the room. I'm betting that's on TV tropes somewhere. If it's not, somebody needs to add it. What are my options?
Welcome to our great terminal.
Increased random. Oh wait, no. Flechettes. Okay, so yeah, I want to find out what is this going to be on the left trigger?
Good choice. The pod was successfully mounted.
Okay. Yeah.
That would be using our great terminal.
So I imagine it probably pulls from the same ammo. So this is a lot like Doom. Doom's got secondary fire on the left trigger, uses the same ammo. Yeah, that works. Please don't kill me. Ah. Ow. Man, this guy's just coming out of nowhere. This door will take you to the generator room. Okay. Store the power to activate the elevators. Whoa, what the... Oh, crap. So, okay, so it looks like... Oh, okay. So my ammo recharges a bit, and it looks like the flechettes must use a lot of ammo. Whoa, why is my ammo recharging? I didn't even know that was a thing. So while I'm using one gun, the ammo for the other gun is recharging. That's interesting. Or maybe it just recharges up to a... Okay, up to a low limit. Okay, well that's fine, that works. I should watch how much ammo... Wait. Is there a button? Oh, there we go. I should watch how much ammo those flechettes use. Oh yeah, speaking of this, of the settings menu, like one thing, you know, if I'm annoyed by the presence of too many like objective markers and things like that, I often you can check the settings menu. A lot of times developers will make them optional. Like particularly if they personally felt like the objective markers were unnecessary and they were just putting them in as a crutch, they'll often make them disableable. I know we've got in the game I'm working on now, we've got a few features that are like that, where you know we're like, okay, I think some players are really gonna want this, but some players are really not. So we'll pick what we think is the most common default for people, and then we'll make the other, you know, then we'll put it on. We'll put it in the settings menu so people can change their mind if they don't like the call we made. All right, that elevator. Oh, what? I gotta sprint? Oh, come on. Alright. Okay. No! Okay, well now I know I can't jump over that railing, so we'll try again without jumping over the railing. See if I can make it. Oh, got to the edge of it, just barely. Yeah, one problem that you have if you had a game where using the player's primary like shooting ability is, come on, is important for solving puzzles and getting through doors and things like that, then you can't ever have them run out of ammo. You have to either give them a gun that has infinite ammo, or have it just be maybe a crappy gun they're not going to win any major fights with. So I had to stop sprinting at the end and jump in order to get that. Okay, so this is just so because turning on an elevator was my main objective, I thought that might have been actually what I was supposed to do, but get to the viewing tower and plant last tracking device. All right, I'm really not certain where I'm headed now. So this is the place where an objective marker would be useful, because even in a game that normally doesn't need it, because I had to back. I think I was supposed to backtrack right there. Oh, I got a secret. Nice. I think I was supposed to backtrack and come back across that bridge. But then once I'm back in familiar territory, it's hard to know. I mean, the language of this level told me to go where I've already gone, and so now it's hard to figure out what new place I should go. So it could be that I missed where I was supposed to go in here. So I'll double check this. Okay, no. Yeah, I turned on the generator. That opened up this door, which was locked when I first came in. So the clear implication is that I am supposed to go back across that bridge. Let's just make sure. Oh, wait. Oh, that was not what they intended to imply. But that's the implication that I took. Okay. Well, let's keep going. LeetCode asks the question: how do you tell which setting? Like if you've got a feature that can be turned on and off in the settings, how do you tell which one is the intended setting of the developer? Honestly, you usually can't tell. Generally, a developer that has a lot of individual sort of freedom will often they'll set what they think is the best setting to the default, and then they'll give you the option to vary from it if you want to. If they're a developer that's more at the mercy of other people, then they might go the other way, where they put in the thing that they think other people will insist on, put that as a default, but then have their actual opinion be in the settings. And for most developers, I think you can't really tell which of those it is. And so I would just say, if you're curious, you can often, talk to them through, Twitter, read interviews, that sort of thing, and a lot of times you get a sense of how they feel like the game is meant to be played. Like a lot of developers will say, here's the difficulty level that we tuned to be the way the game is actually meant to be played. XCOM, classic difficulty is how you're supposed to play it. Normal difficulty is more accessible. Easy difficulty is basically for people who want kind of the experience of the story of XCOM without without dealing with just the sheer level of punishing challenge. But yeah, they made it very, clear that and then the nightmare difficulty is just basically for players who I don't know, who have played the heck out of the lower difficulties, even the sort of what they consider the natural difficulty of the game, and are still, they feel like they've mastered and they want something more. Then you get the ridiculously high difficulty level for those players. But there's lots of developer interviews and stuff with Firaxis where they say pretty clearly our intention was for Classic to be the real difficulty of the game. And so I think you can find stuff like when it matters enough to a developer to say something about it. A lot of times it really is just personal preference, and they're like, and the developers will be like, yeah, this is the way we like it, but we completely endorse the idea that other people will want to play it another way, and we don't think there's anything wrong with that. Which case they won't express a preference; they'll just say, here you go. They'll make a guess at what they think you'll like the best, and leave it at that. Oh, ow! Oh, I tried to dodge that, and it did not work. Okay, so 200. So I paralyze it, and that costs 10. What did I get? Is this some kind of secret? No bananas today? Is that just for killing a certain number of those monkey-looking guys? So, one thing I love right now is that this game, every time I get an achievement, there's an internal UI element telling me about the achievement too. I wonder if... Okay, there's no list of them here. I always really appreciate that when a game sort of does... It supports an external feature like achievements, but it also supports them internally. It gives you a way to... It associates something outside the game that it kind of has to do anyway with something inside. Makes the game feel more, I don't know, self-contained and like... It's not just sort of kowtowing to some outside force, but it's actually, it's a cohesive whole on its own. I appreciate that. Oh, Lycabat says that I just reminded him that that XCOM 2 is coming to PS4, which I'm super excited about. The original XCOM, the mouse controls were kind of... They had some problems, and so I preferred to play it with a console controller. First I played it on console, then I would play it on PC with a console controller, because it was just, moving my cursor around on the surface of the ground, which is what you do with the controller, was much more reliable than trying to, penetrate a multi-level thing with your hovering mouse cursor.
We are getting the first reports
And so when XCOM 2 came out, it was only supporting the mouse, it was only on PC. I was kind of disappointed because I gotten so used to controlling the game with the controller. XCOM 2 actually did a better job of making mouse controls work than XCOM 1 did, and so I was pretty comfortable with it, but still, got a lot of positive memories that are fed by the idea of playing it on a console controller. So I'm probably going to get it on PS4 because I have this thing for buying XCOM multiple times. I bought the last game 5 times. Bought it once on PC, once on Xbox. I bought Enemy Within on PC, and then I bought Enemy Unknown and Enemy Within on my tablet. And so it's just, I bought that game so many times, and I'll probably do it again. I did the same thing with Invisible Ink, by the way. It just came out on PS4 recently, and I just picked it up on PS4. If they ever do a tablet version, I'm getting Invisible Ink on tablet as well, which, it seems like a natural fit, actually. I'd be surprised if they don't eventually put it on tablet. They put Don't Starve on tablet, and yeah. Okay, so can I not go out that way? Do I need to go a different way? Have I unlocked some crap?
Welcome to Upgrade Terminal.
I want to wait to unlock this railgun. I don't see what the prices or qualifications are for these things. I don't see that listed anywhere. Like, just sometimes things are green, and sometimes they're not. Is this ready to install? Yeah, I don't know where I find out like why something is ready to install and why something else might not be. That didn't work. Yeah, so there's some points where like somebody evaluating a game at a publisher might be like, oh, I don't know where to go, and they'd be like, sort of mocking you as they play the game, be like, oh, look at me, I'm an idiot, I don't know where I'm going, and you'd be like, see, you have to fix this. Man, it takes a lot to take these guys down. It seriously takes more shots to take him down on the ground than it took to get him there in the first place.
You have one waiting for you. Don't tell anybody about this.
Thought it was a staircase at first.
Read IQ exams.
Yeah, one of the most annoying things you can do to a level designer is put on your dumb guy voice and start running around in their level being like, oh, look, I'm an idiot. I don't know. Oh, why did you put this wall here? Oh, like, it's really easy to make any level look, stupid that way. But, at a certain point, it just gets, it's too easy. It's like any level, there's no such thing as a level that you can't insult that way. So it doesn't actually mean anything unless you're showing somebody, unless you can make a case that you're actually showing a real problem. Now, I don't know where I'm going right now. And I'm out of time. I got to go to work. So I'm going to come back and play some more Hard Reset at noon. Oh, have I not been saving my game this whole time? All right. Thanks for being here, everybody. And I will be back in, 4 hours? I'll be back in 4 hours after I get some work done. Gotta go write some documents and things. So I will see you later. Thanks for being here. Thanks for the conversation.